Do you have a lot of mosquitoes in your yard, but you don't feel like you have any standing water and you're not sure where they're coming from? I figured this out. Let me show you what's happening in our yard. This is our backyard, and we had, a few years ago, we had a contractor come and install this lovely paver patio. We really love it. But what they did was they took our downspouts surrounding the patio and they piped them under the ground and then across. So that downspout goes under the patio and across this way. There's a downspout right there. And then there's another one there on the corner. And there's another one there. And all the downspouts are piped under the patio, under the ground, to what was supposed to have been a pop-up over here on this side of the yard. Even though it does pop up, there was always water in the pipe. It was completely filled every time I would check it. And I was very frustrated because I knew that standing water attracts mosquitoes and allows them to breed. So I said, I need to dig a trench and find out what's going on. So I trenched around this pipe and cleared the one hole, the one slit at the bottom of this pop-up end cap. And now the water is pouring freely and filling this pit that I've made. And it's ridiculous. This pipe should have been a perforated pipe once it was coming away from the foundation of the house. They should have drilled some holes in it if they weren't going to use perforated pipe. So that's what I'm going to do. Now that this area is clear and the water's actually draining, you can see it swirling down. Finally, all that water is free. Okay, all of that water drained out of that pipe. And so now the pipe is dry. I've trenched out a little bit more to be able to create basically a dry well around the pipe. I'm going to line it actually with an old sheet. My kids don't use Spider-Man sheets anymore. So I'm going to line the hole with a sheet, fill it with river rock that I got from the landscape yard, cover it up with the sheet, and then top it off with topsoil. At this point, I have drilled at least a dozen holes along the bottom of that pipe, and in the end cap, you could see a couple more holes there. There's definitely more holes. And now I've lined the hole with this fitted sheet, and I'm gonna fill it up with rocks. Oh man, so far this is working out perfectly. This is exactly what I wanted. So that's some river rock down in the bottom of that sheet, in that hole. Plenty of holes in the bottom of that pipe. I'm gonna fill this with river rock, at least to the middle of the pipe. And then I'll top it with topsoil. I think that's quite enough rocks to protect the holes in the pipe from getting clogged up with soil and debris. And then now I'll cover the pit with the sheet and then cover the sheet with the topsoil and the grass, making sure, of course, to leave the pop-up exposed. I know that this soil is very, very sandy. I'm basically putting sand all around this thing. Maybe I put the level of the grass and sand around the pop-up too high. We'll see how that goes. I can always excavate a little around there if I need to, but I have a feeling we're gonna have some settling happening here, and I think for the most part it looks pretty good. I'm gonna keep this area watered in, and we'll see how we handle things with the next rain and if the pop-up actually drains. I know that I was annoyed in the beginning of this video, but I'm very happy with the way this turned out, and I think it's gonna make a big difference for my family in the backyard and our mosquito population. Let me know how you handle your drainage issues. If you've ever had something like this happen to you, what would you do to make sure that it doesn't happen again in the future? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and join me for all my garden updates. Bye-bye.